We are recording. Hello, Mr. Gary Schmidty.
Hey Kurt, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. I'm in Holland where we had beautiful weather yesterday, and the autumn has hit because the wind and cloud, a little bit of rain, and it's a perfect day out here to go head outdoors and watch soccer. So that's what I'm doing this afternoon.
Beautiful. Good. I'm happy for you. As you can see, I'm in Teucher, around the corner.
I see that. And as your
Yeah.
head's moving, it's don't move too
Well,
much with your head.
I have this backdrop because we did not finish our coverage actually. No, we never wrapped up the coaches corner when after the event was over.
Yeah.
And I think it is about time. It's already 2 weeks behind, and other events have been happening, so we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm just loading all the scores as well that I'm up to date with it.
Yeah, so I'm going to share that screen actually, so everybody can follow what we are actually, um, what you're talking about. So let me
Yeah.
see if I can find.
Well, but obviously while you're loading it, I can go ahead and obviously
Yeah,
the top three were as we predicted, with the French being out there, um, a Golden Knight second, Hayabusa third. And I have to be honest with you, I was a little bit in the Hayabusa camp, and I said to them that I knew that they could hang on to the Golden Knights, and I think after 5, 6 rounds they were 1 point ahead even, um, after a very very good round five from Hayabusa. But then unfortunately the Golden Knights came out and they had their best last 4 rounds I think that they could ever have done, even with a bad C exit in round nine. They managed to only lose 2 points to the French. And did the French back off a little bit? I've watched their jumps, and I think one or two jumps I think they know they would not be happy with. But ultimately, the Golden Knights were stronger than Hayabusa in that meet, and they also showed that they can hang on to the French. So that makes it exciting, obviously, for the next year coming up.
yeah, we could jump ahead actually, and with this topic and continue that because the Golden Knights are not done yet. We don't have to wait until
No,
next year. We don't even know by now who is going to
yeah,
be
yeah,
in Eloy for the United States delegation because the Golden Knights still have to defeat
yeah.
Arizona SB on their home turf in next month.
Yeah, I mean that's a big task, and obviously it's going to be their biggest meet in their four-way careers. And if I know that you've said I'm gonna actually steal some of your info here. That's the highest scoring Golden Knight four-way team in ever. So
Mhm.
they have to believe and be confident in themselves. But to beat Arizona airspeed on home soil is not that simple. But whoever wins that meet, the French cannot relax, because whoever wins that meet, if airspeed beats Golden Knights, or Golden Knights are where they are, and they keep training, for sure it's easier to close the gap to the French than for the French to keep going at that same ratio.
Yeah, so the Golden Knights were able to defeat Hayabusa, but
Yeah,
the biggest competition, the most relevant competition, let's call it, is still to come. And then maybe we'll see him again next year. I checked, the whole the Golden Knights numbers to figure out there was 124.9 average actually, but and you were probably there because it happened in the land at the Shamrock Showdown, but it was where is
a
it? It
six.
was it was an 8 round meet,
Yeah, yeah.
and there was also a super sequence here in round
A
six.
five, 5 point random, I think, in there as well, eh?
Yeah, 5 runners. Airspeed was here with the Odyssey lineup. The French team were in the land by then, and you were with Dylan Groove, maybe? Let's see.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there you are.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So you competed too, actually, with the pickup team there.
yeah, yeah,
Anyway, so now we are here and now, and the Golden Knights are Yeah, they have a big job ahead of them now
Yeah, but
at the US
exciting
national.
for them. I mean, I think it's exciting for all of us to watch. I mean, Airspeed have got, I can't say a lot of work, but a lot of thinking to do how they're going to approach that meet. I mean, they've got intelligent guys in the group running the show. They know what they have to do. Can they do it? We all going to watch and see, you know. I mean, I always say you never bet against a US team, but I would also go never bet against Airspeed. They will always be as ready as they can be. I know they faced hurdles. It's not easy to change two people. Then you can't always compete because Allison's not always ready. So they're losing some, how can I say it, some small things that they have to shortcut certain things. And will that make it will make them stronger? I don't think so. But yes, they will work hard and they will give it their best. I have no doubt.
Yeah, well, I'm planning to be there to watch it. You're probably not going to be there.
No, no,
Your next
unfortunately.
your next visit will have to wait until next year, I guess. And
Yes. Yeah.
we see where it brings. So let's talk about it was not the only action at the World Cup that we would cover there in the coaches' corner. There were other US teams. There was the battle for the unofficial
Boss.
amateur top spot.
Yeah.
And so there was more going on. What else did you see? The Skywalkers Junior there with a 19.6
Yeah,
average.
it was
What
great
does
to
that
see
tell
them.
you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's their best that I've seen, and even some jumps they were not happy with. But I think to watch these young guys, and we saw them in the tunnel, and you can only watch in wonder and in awe of watching these young kids, and you watch how they go into the door in the tunnel, and now the same on the drop zone, how they walk around, and I think, man, it's unbelievable. It's almost like there's no fear in them. They loving what they're doing. There's nothing, and the way even how they stand in the mock-up and joke a little bit with each other and walk, I think, man,
Yeah,
it's
true. It's almost
they
like
are there.
innocent,
Exactly,
innocently good.
exactly. Yeah, it's almost like watching my own sons or whatever, and I'm thinking, man, what are these guys doing? But they go out and they put some good jumps together, and I think that they definitely, if they can stay together, keep things together in that group, even if they have to add more people into the Czech group, I think that they've got a good foundation in the in the youngsters. And we all, as we all know, the youngsters are the future of it. All teams should eventually be looking at, you need to bring young blood come in, and it happens at all the time.
And they do
Even in
so.
the,
The French team
yes,
is a very young
yeah,
lineup. Then
yeah,
Hayabusa has Ray Lodens
yeah,
in there, obviously also on the young side. And
yeah.
so it's happening to a certain extent, at least.
Yes,
Now,
so important, so important to bring up the youngsters and not forget about them. Anything you can do to help the youngsters, but to go on with that one, I think the two US teams. I mean, Rhythm was the most trained team there from those, and obviously the US team won. As you have it on there with Nicholas and Craig and them had a slow start but a very good finish to the meet, so they kind of put some pressure on Rhythm. And Skywalker's Junior, Echo Chamber, and Agira. Like I think you said, Agira showed a very, very their highest ever. And they
mhm.
didn't surprise me. I knew how good they were, but I had not seen them training. Or I knew how talented they were, so I hadn't seen them together. But they look good. They look good, and I also saw one or two jumps that they were not on their faces that they were not happy with. You know, but also, Echo Chamber looked also very strong and solid until a 10 exit round six that they were not happy or proud of. But I mean, to see those guys still going is also very, very good.
Not to forget that the Czech team did their 19.6 there
Yeah.
well, after training from the pack. So
Yes,
it's
exactly.
almost like they almost copied the Spanish team, with their star exit. They had to use standard exits
Yeah.
because from the
Yeah,
pack,
but their
the pack.
jumps. I mean,
Hmm?
I watched all their jumps. The Skywalk, the chicks. I watched their jumps, and they never looked that good, even in free fall. And I kept thinking maybe they substituted somebody, but they were back together, and maybe the caravan, maybe the competition. But they look good in free fall, way better than their jumps before. I mean, some of those averages were 13 or 12 average, and I kept saying it cannot be the same team. But that 19.8 is very good with the little jumps that they do. I think it's an amazing job from them.
Yeah. There was another, there were a few more surprises in there. You know, the fourth US team, Revolution XP, you know, with
Yeah, yeah.
and
With
Epic,
Andrew.
you know, they
Yeah,
went out of their way, you know, they made the top 10 with a new record average.
yeah.
Um, and
Yeah, but those are also all good skydivers. You know, I haven't worked with any of them. I mean, I know
mhm.
Andy very well, and then obviously I've watched it. I've watched them. I've seen them all over Kim Hollander for a long time. But if you see the talent in the group, it's just training jumps, man. The more they jump together, the better they're going to become.
And then it went on, you know, we have one team here missing on this leaderboard, and there's a few of those teams that we see here, like Hayabusa and Out of the Blue and Aero, and even on the, you know, on the four-wheel women leaderboard, the Funky Falcon, they all had their national championships still to come. We're going to talk about this in a
Yeah,
moment. But there was another team missing, and the first event after the World Cup was actually the German outdoor nationals,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
there was one team missing, and that was where are they here? Where is the German scope? It's so further down here.
Airbus, the German forward. Yeah,
That's
they
right.
had. As I mean, you went to the nationals. So, I mean, you had a live view of the whole thing, but from the outside, I've watched their jumps as well. But Airbus looking very, very strong.
Yeah, and I get some. So this 19 flat average that they showed after the first four rounds, I mean, those were technical sequences, so not any
Yeah,
fast rounds. And then I got three training jumps, so a total of seven jumps that we could look at. It is somewhere here. Um, they confirmed this 19 average, so they
yeah.
are up
Well, I
there.
think even more. I think they're even stronger than a 19. If I look, if they could do 19 on those 4 rounds and the conditions that they jumped in with long days, I think round 4 was almost a dark, a night jump for them. But a very, very good performance. Looked very solid. Obviously, I know Solly's been working with them in the
Mhm.
US and even online. Also, Mikey was on site and he's done a lot of stuff with them. So hats off to both of them and to the group. It's a new group, and for sure they will be. Let's call it right now a contender for a fourth slot if they were if they were in Theta, but in the future. And of course, they're going to want more. You know, they're going to say, well, can you challenge the top 3? I don't think so, because of it's an amateur team that they are. But they're going to try and get as close as they can, and then they're going to have the battle with Agera, Sweden, I should say Sweden,
Yep.
Norway. So that's all going to be awesome, and the Czech. So that's going to be super exciting.
Mhm. And that also it indicates, you know, if we're looking at those numbers and where they are now, it indicates that next year um, the um, the average for the fourth place or the highest position after the medal contenders will be probably a 20 plus, not a 19 any longer. Somebody will go. There are like five, six teams now.
I think,
You know,
yes, for sure. I think any of these teams would set a minimum goal of a 20. You have to be able to do a
yes.
20 where they are now. I mean, you have a
Uh,
whole year to go, right? A little bit
when
less than a year. And then you
mhm,
in Arizona at your world meets. And I think from watching the talent in the Czechs, from watching here, even watching Sweden, Echo Chamber, they're
mhm,
good enough for it. They just need a strong meet, you know.
yeah.
But Germany, it would not be correct to think. I would say 20 as a minimum,
And then
and see
talking
what
about
you know.
younger generations, you know, I mean, look at this
Look at
lineup, you
them.
know, there's Mr. Thomas Mack, the father, there's Tim Mack,
Yeah,
you know, he's, I don't know, 20 or something. And then there's Moritz Mack,
yeah,
also,
yeah,
you know, the two sons, he's on
yeah.
camera now. So we talk about new younger people. Felix is in his mid-20s, as far as I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You know, he was in the previous lineup. So they do that too, you know, the
Yeah.
looking for younger folks.
Yeah,
Um,
no, but that's a great future for
mhm.
Germany. You know, eventually the two sons are going to tell the father to move on, I think. But
So we are counting them into here, you know, into this group of somewhere behind the medals. There will be a part of that,
yeah,
guaranteed,
yeah,
no doubt about that.
100%. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Let's look at the still 4-way women here quickly, because there was competition, not for the first place, of course not, but we had the Nefties. They were on the combined leaderboard in a very strong position in here, right? So here they are. If that's the open class leaderboard.
Yeah, and
Um,
if I look at, oh, they had one bust, and on that round four. So it looked very
yeah.
clean. I mean, and
Hmm.
again, I think I don't know what the expectations were, but I know Machu was quite happy with some of the stuff when I spoke to him at the boarding area here and there, and he was, you know, as he was complimentary of where they were and how they'd done, because they'd also swapped out. Gail had come into the group,
Hmm.
and for the future, it also looks good for them apparently. So that's good to hear.
Yeah. Um, then we had 8-way competition too in
Yep.
Teuera, and the Falcons win their first gold medal.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously for Qatar, that's it's a huge achievement for them, and obviously congratulations to Jeremy. He's been with them for a
Jeremy,
while now, and they're solid and they're good. I know he was not always happy with some of the jumps as they were like, look at the round six, although it's a slow jump. I mean, we have a 14 twice on the board, but in fairness, again, you have to be at the meet, and that we missed the XP guys, and maybe that would have also pushed the Falcons to be a little bit sharper, you know. It was difficult conditions, waiting so long, especially for them. They jump also sometimes late in the day, long days on the drop zone, but that's the same for all competitors. So you know, to go and do the jumps again from a side and beat the teams, I always say it's not really fair because you have to be under the same conditions. But
Mhm.
I mean, at the end of the day, Qatar won a gold medal, which is great, first time ever. So that's huge for them, but they know they have a lot of work for next year because you're going to come up against a strong US team.
And there was also once again, you know, the team from Germany is actually the defending bronze medal winner of the last two
Yeah, yeah.
world meets. And they had an 8-way competition two in Germany, but it was only one
One
round.
one round, and you were there, so you could give more information.
Yeah, so you know they plan to go to the World Meet next year again. They missed the World Cup, of course. You know, it was difficult. I mean, all the German competitors, they would have needed 3 weeks of vacation time, and nobody has it, you
Yeah,
know, these days to get so much off time from work and stuff. So, but were planning when the meet was over after one round in the last hour of weather. They score. That's a you know that's a they are up there again. You know, in the Bronx. Who knows? Maybe silver if there is no French team, no Russian team, um,
yeah,
and the U.S. team. You know, so we'll see. But that's the Operation Adler again. You know, the
yeah. But
old guard.
there's talent in there, and again, it's going to depend for them how much training they can do. But
Yeah,
there's so much experience in that group as well, and
yeah.
and they enjoy. I think when you do such a light schedule, they enjoy being around each other. They have a lot of fun always. These guys. I mean, there's a big group
Mhm.
of the
Yep,
German. I mean, you
absolutely.
know them better than I do, but they have a good time when they're at meets. So, you know,
And they have
if they can
Spieli
keep
back
that.
in.
Yes, the Maestro
Spieli
is
Really switched from the Airbus now over to Operation Ada now, so he's back in the lineup there that will
yeah, yeah,
compete next year. The interesting thing is also they too had actually, I don't know where the draw is here. The draw is cut short, shot short.
yeah,
Um, they also in Edway had a really you know we know that the German teams had a super sequence in round 8. They never got there.
Yeah,
Mikey, he said it was the fastest super sequence ever
yeah.
in round eight, faster than the previous world record. And the area was the same. You know, I don't know if I can find that, but you probably you will know that the blocks and all that. So let's see. Uh, I can find it, but it was three
No, I
blocks.
can't
Block
remember.
three,
Yeah, I know it was a quick one.
yeah, block three, block 16, and block four. I think it was. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fastest block.
that's almost a dream. I think when you coach
Yeah,
in eight, where you always put something like
yeah.
3, 4, even 1 and 16, any of those blocks in together. I think Martial also has one of those super sequence rounds where he puts a double spiders in there as well with
Mhm.
2 of those blocks.
And it still was not over after not after the German nationals. There was more competition to come. National championships were still going, and you were there. Now you went to Namur in
Yes,
Belgium.
Namur in Belgium. It's
Hmm.
right on the southern side of Belgium, or more southeastern side. So it's a lot of the French-speaking area, but a small drop zone, but very well run. Unfortunately, the same weather as you had in Germany, but they managed to do 4 rounds in most disciplines. But also a very tough situation, windy and more turbulent than what you'd have in Holland, because it was it was landing like a little bit of an uphill or downhill if you're going the other way. So there was a lot of turbulence coming over the trees. So very, very tough conditions for everybody. But we saw Hayabusa did 4 rounds, obviously not a great average, but I think there was only blocks. I think you saw 2 randoms and 4 jumps for them. And Qatar, one of the reasons I went there was to obviously go and also see the Qatar cheetahs with Luke, the group that I'd been working with, and the juniors. So it was great to see them and spend some time there at the meet. We had a lot of downtime. But yeah, unfortunately, weather hampered that.
Yeah, we had some. The Hayabusa was they were at the World Cup. Then we had Aero was at the World Cup.
Ira was there as well, yes.
Out of the Blue was at the World Cup, and
Yeah,
the
but
Funky Stuff. And
out of the blue had a change from the World
yeah,
Cup. Rolf has stopped, and young Asim, I want to say young Asim Evans did his first competition, and he will become now a member of Out of the Blue. So it was
let's
great
look
to
at
see
him.
him
Let's
going.
Yeah,
There's a lot
show
of
us
work.
who he is. He is Out of the Blue with Steven.
He was with Paul Hofstee on the front pair.
Okay.
So let me think. This is round 1, yeah.
So he's a point then too. Paul is outside
Yeah.
center, right? So
Yeah.
Steve
So
is
we're
in
gonna
points.
you're gonna see him. Paul's outside the front of the cat, and Seam is now on the right side of the screen
Yeah. And he is what is he,
with a
18,
black
19?
helmet.
Yeah.
Say again.
He is also 18, 19, or what's his
Yes, yes.
I know
I,
we yeah. We talked to
I
the
don't want
family
to. Yeah. Well,
and I,
he's still studying, and he's still studying, and obviously he's got prioritize. He's got to prioritize his goals of what he wants to do, and we all know it's not easy in our sport. So I think he's been smart. He's studying. He's continuing that, but I also know he's super eager to get the most out of the sport that he can. So I think also for his parents, Sven and Annelies, they
yeah.
also have to be quite instrumental into trying to help him make the right decision. But at the end of the day, it's never simple. It's never simple. It's never easy, because sometimes you miss opportunities, but you're never going to know. In hindsight, you could never go back.
Mhm. Interestingly enough, Tim Muck and the Seam Evans both in the point slot for
Yeah,
their new teams.
yeah,
um, it's it seems to be a good slot for the young talent. Who is
yeah.
who is
Well, those are all the people that quit. That way, the points in the outside centers always quit, and then people take over. No, I'm
yeah.
joking on that one, but I think Rolf. I think but Rolf out of the blue stepped out, so there was a slot then, and obviously with Airbus, I know it's a reformation, but Thomas lost his partner, and and Tim just stepped into that slot. So I think
Hmm.
that one worked easier. He could have, I guess, also gone into the back because they also lost the butcher, as we call him, who was with Felix. Felix was tail, so that was also a switch. But I don't know the exact thing on it. But I think Tim Mack jumped into Sarah's place, was it in Airbus?
Tim is point with his father,
Yeah,
so that's the front
yeah,
piece there. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Interesting. And here, so if you look at the scores, out of the blue, those are very more than respectable scores. Aero had an
Yeah, and
opportunity
they were
to
not
jump
easy
ahead of it.
jumps. I mean, as you can see there, yeah, there's only two randoms in that
Hmm.
sequence, and every time there was a random, there was memory either for everybody or for the front pair,
Yeah.
which Sim had it for out of the blue. He had memory on two out of the four. Although you could, I think, even on the one, but you could swing on the round one as well, which
Yeah,
most
round
teams
one
did.
was brings you back, but I think the
Yeah,
other three
was
was
memory.
difficult to swing. I don't really see.
Yeah. No, they took the
Yeah.
memory on two and four. I saw that.
Mhm. And then now we are here. So now we do get a break. You are at home,
Yes.
traveling at the moment, but Qatar is calling probably at some time soon again for whatever reason. And
Yeah.
then um, the US Nationals are coming next. And then after the US Nationals, the SISM World Championship, where we will see Golden Knights again, Hayabusa, that same old battle that is going
Yeah,
on there right now.
against Qatar Tigers. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I mean, I'm finishing up my contract with Qatar, so I need to go back and sort that out, and then I'm back to freelancing after that. But I will be at the SISM. I will be at the SISM, and so
Okay.
I will watch. I mean, as it is now, things can always change, but as it is now, I have my ticket. I'll be at the SISM to watch Hayabusa, Golden Knights, and Tigers fight it out. So that's going to be exciting. But as you say, even a bigger one before that is US Nationals, which I'm sure we're all going to be sitting watching, refreshing our screens all the time, trying to watch jumps. So
Yeah.
we're relying on you on site to give us the updates.
Yeah. We will have more time for we will not stop short with our NSR Live Talk discussions and updates because the military championships are usually going a little bit slower, than
Yes.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
FAI
Yeah.
events. There will be a 1 round, 2 rounds, whatever per day, and we
Yeah.
will have plenty of time to discuss things on
Yeah.
site,
Exact.
hopefully.
Exactly. We'll be watching accuracy.
Yeah, and we will talk to the teams after each round,
Yeah.
watching accuracy. That's right. I mean, there are many other events happening at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I mean
So,
it's huge. I mean, I just heard from Jeremy, and I will try and get more figures on it, but I'm thinking there's about 30 to 40 nations signed up there, military.
oh,
But I need to double check that. I don't want to talk out of turn. I miss it, but it's mainly accuracy, 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 accuracy. That's what they do there, and they
yeah,
do 10 rounds, and they do jump offs, and they do re-jumps, and it's I think 80% of your time is
yeah. A
accuracy
lot
there.
of re-jumps with wind conditions and
Yeah, yeah,
conditions in
yes,
general.
exactly.
I guess if you're hitting a zero, you're not really asking for a re-jump. But
No,
if the conditions are critical and you are missing the zero, then I'm sure you will go for.
yeah, yeah,
Well, we see that. I like to watch accuracy because it's right in front of your eyes, compared
yeah,
to
exactly, exactly. And you see it right there as they land. It's done.
we don't have to look at the video afterwards or anything.
No,
We get it live in front of our eyes. Well, I would call that a good wrap up, Schmidty, after the coach's corner interrupted and cut short on coach's corner and in Teurer. I look forward to spending more time. We wrapped it up here now, so we can leave the World Cup, Outdoor World Cup, German nationals, Benelux. There will be still
yeah,
aftermath, but we can kind of wrap that up now and leave it behind and look forward to the next one, which is again USBA nationals. A
yeah,
short word to that still, Gary. That's we talked about it in the beginning already, but that is one of the most exciting. I don't know, I hope that everybody's aware of that, but that is a thrilling situation. Imagine airspeed would not go to a world championship. I
Yeah.
mean, that's
No, I mean,
unthinkable, right?
yeah,
No,
it's
we
going to
had
be a
it.
long time ago. Eh? It's going to be obviously in our days when we had to fight hard to beat an airspeed. Golden Knights also took it then, and then Magic to land fire. But then I mean, it's been airspeed, airspeed. Rhythm took one.
Rhythm took
Um,
one. So not to
yeah,
forget that,
no, rhythm
2019.
took also a nail biter from a jump off, and everybody. I was not there, but Hayabusa was on site. I think it was in North Carolina, and everybody. It was a jump off, and it was amazing atmosphere. They said so.
Oh,
I
yeah.
expect nothing less in Arizona. It'll be a meet to watch, and obviously, I think you and I discussed it privately, but Golden Knights. Obviously looks super, super strong. They've got Nicholas Hemlin in their corner as a coach. I think it's going to be invaluable for them, especially in the meet, during the meet, because it's going to be running emotions, and he's going to have to try and keep them believing and just do what you can do what you do in training, and don't push it too much, because I think that'll be the only error. I don't think they're going to take it lightly and think that it's a done deal for them already, because of their good skydiving in the World Cup, the last 4 rounds, obviously. But it'll be on the ground to keep believing that you just have to do like you've done before and not try and change anything. And, in your head, it's all. And I think Nicholas will be very strong with them. And then obviously on the airspeed side, for them, it's nobody has seen them since the summer meet. I know that they haven't
Hmm.
always trained. A lot of their members were at the World Cup,
Hmm.
you know, and they could not be there with Allison. That's why. But they were all doing different. They've been spread around a little bit. So maybe that's time that they needed off to kind of refocus and give their last 2 months everything that they can, last 2 3 months. But eventually they're also going to have to go in their side. If I look at the summer schedule, the summer meets that they put out, there's some of their jumps, some parts of their jump look very, very, very strong. So they are not that far
Hmm.
behind the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights put together 10 good rounds, but the Golden Knights look more consistent right now. And that's going to be the little problem that I see with airspeed. Consistency when it goes to something that's a little bit unfamiliar, where the Golden Knights look a little bit stronger. They won the summer schedule, the summer meet, but I think I don't even look too much into that.
And gold, best Golden Knights lineup ever, score-wise, full of
Yeah,
confidence now. Great
yeah,
team dynamics, they have really, and right now they love each other and they love what they're doing and so forth. Versus the new airspeed lineup, extremely talented. Can they put it together? I mean, I'm so excited about it. I really look
yeah.
forward to that. And
Yeah, but it's going to be different. Also, Nicholas Hemlin, who was a big driving force in airspeed for how long, is now against him.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and so that could motivate them even more. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I also have to go. If airspeed does lose, it maybe takes a pressure off the whole group, and they're going to keep going with what they're doing. I'm sure. So they're going to go. Okay, we're going to give this one everything. If it doesn't work out, yes, Golden Knights move on, and that takes the pressure off airspeed, and they can keep going. I don't know what's going to happen to them after that,
Mhm.
but there's been speculations that at the end of the day, in their corner, I'd say we give this, and if it doesn't, pressure's off us, and now we work for 2 more years, and we'll kick them. I mean, that's what you got to do.
There's a lot of psychology behind that, a lot of
Yeah,
psychology and incredible talent. And I mean, we want to see a good competition there, no doubt about this. And
yeah.
the French team will be there too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the
So
French are smart, eh? I mean,
yeah,
Mathieu has got his guys, and obviously I can't say about the funding, but he's put in a program, and I heard he's told me that he had to go to the board and said to him, "We need more competitions. I want to be
mhm.
wherever they go. We're going." So I think that's great,
They will go to
so
the
I'm sure
Shamrock. So first
they'll
they
be
will
at the
to the US
Shamrock.
Nationals now,
Yeah,
then they will come to the Shamrock again. It's all confirmed.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah,
I
I mean,
mentioned it to I mentioned it in the Hayabusa camp as well, and it said with young Ray in the group, they've also got to get out and compete. They've got to get out and compete. It's easy in training, and you have to do those same meets and competitions. So
mhm.
for Ray, it's invaluable. They've all competed before, so they feel comfortable. And Neil maybe not as much, but for Dennis and Bob, they've got to make sure in the Hayabusa group that they
Mhm.
remember when they were in Ray's position. Competitions were so important,
Yeah,
invaluable.
the Shamrock date was fitting into their schedule, but by then, so I hope that that's still the
Yeah,
case. It would be nice to see the whole bunch of the best teams in the world again at the beginning of the World Meet season to
yeah,
see, where
that's
are they?
true.
What are they
Yeah,
doing? We'll see. So we are running out of time here now, Schmidty.
all right, Kurt.
Again, we could talk for more hours longer, but we have to
I'm
stop here
looking
now.
at almost the sun breaking through, so it's almost soccer time for me.
Yeah, you have a soccer game ahead of you, and I'll
Yeah,
do a little bit more updating here, and then enjoy the rest of the day here too. We're in
thanks,
Europe,
Kurt.
so
Enjoy
it's
it there.
late morning here, actually, right? In Europe.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, yeah, thanks, Kurt. It's good, man. I almost forgot it's Formula One time as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
many
thank you
thanks.
very much. Enjoy the soccer game and the Formula One race and all that. And then
Thank you,
we'll
Kurt.
speak soon again.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you,
you.
man, and enjoy Berlin.
Gary Smith at the end of our NSL live talk on
I like your background,
September
Kurt.
20th. Goodbye.
Ciao.